This episode, the guys talk about Star Wars Battlefront as we get sucked in by its beauty and clunky gameplay. Aaron watched World of Warcraft. He gives us a review. Transformers and Merlin and Nazis. Oh my, what is Michael Bay doing? And somewhere along the way, Free Willy gets killed. This is Modern Retro.
Gross.
And welcome back to Modern Retro.
Why does every episode start with a burp?
Yeah,
Roy here.
It's authentic. It's authentic.
I was gonna say that's my roll call.
That was Roy. I am Cuba, and
I'm Trey.
Joining us
Aaron.
on the interwebs is state your
Aaron.
name, sir.
Aaron.
State it again.
Aaron.
All right. He sounds so
I
enthusiastic.
can hear us on his through the headphones.
No.
Yes, I can.
No.
No.
Gentlemen, to episode 5. Yes, right there. Roy and I are enjoying a delicious honey triple from a local brewery in Plymouth, who I will not plug unless we get sponsorships.
It is quite delicious.
Indeed. Drinking anything over there, Aaron?
Nope.
What the fuck, man? It's Saturday night.
There was I know, and we're podcasting from across the fucking internet. What are we doing this for? Why aren't we, like, doing something cool together?
Because we're in our 30s. And we don't feel like going anywhere anymore.
I'm tired.
Seriously, I was on my way here, and I'm going, man, I wish I had a Skype thing so I could just do this from my house. Why do I have to drive half an hour to Cuba's house?
But then we couldn't clank glasses. We couldn't clank. I want to clank you.
Ooh,
Yeah.
clink. You're more. See, Cuba, I'm a clink. I'm sorry. You're a clink. I'm a clank. See how that works? Sounds like a gay reference.
It
That
does.
means you take it in the butt.
Really, I know. I was gonna say a clink sounds more like a twink, and a clank sounds more like a. I don't know. A more manly gay reference.
Interesting. Go on. I have no content for this episode. So
Well, when you think, I was thinking more of like penile. You know, like the weight. Like if you dropped your balls on a metal surface, they will go clink, clink, clink. And if I drop mine on, they go clang, clang, clang.
Huh.
See how that works?
See, I
Cling, cling. Sounds like a rap song. Cling, cling, cling. Oh, clang, clang, clang.
sounds like a Disney song. Cling, 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 clang, clang,
Sounds
clank with the balls.
Ooh, I was thinking more of a dubstep. Clink, clink, clink. Whoop, whoop, clang, clang, clang. Yeah. Oh, this is going to be a shit show.
That's how we spend Saturday night. We dubstep ball sounds.
Slap, 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 slap.
So, I know the last time you were all here, you played Battlefront a bit.
Yes.
And while it is, a bit underwhelming, it does leave you a little bit, craving more. As Cuba felt.
Yeah, because I was like, it was like Monday. Wait, Monday? I was like, you know what, guys? I'm sitting here at work and I want to play some Battlefront. And it's weird because it's not that great of a game.
Thank you for at least saying that. I thought that because you guys were like, "Oh, this game, it's great," and this and that. I was like, guys, it's not that great of a game.
No, when it comes to first-person shooters, I've played better ones, but
Call of Duty is a better first play, and Call of Duty is not the greatest. You know what I mean? But even the mechanics of Call of Duty work far better than they do in Battlefront.
yeah, well, Battlefront is based on Battlefield, which I did not like compared to Call of Duty. Yeah. But Aaron loves Battlefield.
I feel like you can't move in this Battlefront game. You don't move fast enough. You can't aim fast. Like everything feels. I know, Aaron, you had to have your sensitivity slowed down, but everything felt super slow, except for your enemies. Your enemies would be like zoo, 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 like flying around the screen and like trying. The one thing that I do want to play more of is that space combat because I watched the video of the
Death Star one
of the thing that Aaron's going to talk about now, and. Yeah. Although the guy in the video I saw who was playing it sucked, he got, me, I was racking up like 10, 60, 60, what am I saying? Like 10, 11, 12 kills, per game, and it was great, because I like those kind of fighter games, that's what I'm about. Goddamn, this guy was just getting fucking mollywopped.
That's the thing, like, the game is... while other like first person shooters are far superior than it, you need to kind of like relearn what you have learned. And like
was that supposed to be Yoda?
Oh, I mean, slightly. That wasn't like my ultimate. I mean, you want me to get a bit more Yoda?
I thought you were choking.
I went in halfway through. It was half cocked, and I just couldn't. Unlearn what you have learned. Anyway, so you kind of have to learn like the mechanics of actually surviving in this first-person shooter, rather than like it's not Call of Duty, it's not Battlefield, it's like some weird hybrid, and that comes with its own set of rules where like you need to be a little bit hesitant when running into battle. You need to like, I don't know, it's interesting, I guess. But it's fucking gorgeous. I got to play. And
that is what it constantly has going for it, is like, wow, this game is beautiful.
I know, it really does. Like, that's the one thing I keep going back to, is I'm like, this game, it fucking, in every aspect, I do not like this game. But it looks like Star Wars. It looks good.
Like, I felt like I was on Hoth.
Yeah.
In Endor, and I don't think you got to play any of Endor. Endor is probably
No, I did. I fought you on Endor as Luke versus Boba Fett.
That wasn't Endor.
Soft.
I mean capture the flag kind of Endor, where you're just like running around the entire redwood forest, and like you're like running with the crew or like the whole team, and you just like you turn right and there's a fucking ATST, and you're like, well, shit, and you're dead. Like that's the end.
Can you commandeer those?
No, I mean you can if you find one of those little bubbles that let you do it.
Yeah, because Roy was in a AT-18. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, like, I didn't like. There's two things. I don't like the land-based vehicular combat, and I do not like that. Three things. That the heroes, like the hero system, which they carried over from the other Battlefronts, where if you got like a certain amount of kills, whatever, you could become a hero. This one, and then that leads me, because it's not kill based, it's like icon. What do you call it? Like power up based, which I cannot fucking stand in this game. It makes it look. You take a beautiful, I'll say photorealistic looking game like this, and then you give it a shitty arcade like power up system. It's awful. It's completely detrimental to the feel of the game.
It does. It feels very arcade. It feels very, very arcade.
I would give it a kill streak type system where you have to choose what you would want. Like, say you have 3 kill streaks. If you get 5 kills, you get a power up weapon. If you get if you get 3 kills, you get a power up weapon. If you get 6 kills, you get an orbital strike or something like that. And if
you're going Call of Duty style.
Yeah, the kill streak. And then if you get 9 kills, you can call in like a vehicle combat. So you can be an AT or ST or whatever. But that would work so much better because you feel like you earn those things instead of doing what we watched Aaron do in when he was playing it was on Hoth, but it was like the fighter space part. Or not space, but the aerial battles, and all you were doing was like saying fuck killing people, fuck accomplishing the mission. I'm just gonna fly around and try to get these little stupid glowy blue icons so I can be more powerful. It breaks the game when you have to leave the mission to find power-ups to do the mission better. Helping to complete the mission is what should snowball effect into completing more of the mission for your team. The better your team does, the more powerful they should become. And people say, oh, well, that breaks the game for beginners, because if there's good people, the good players, experienced players, and they obviously will hit those kill streaks faster, well, it sucks for new guys, and what about the weaker team, and blah, blah, blah. Fuck that. Get better. You know what I mean? It's part of the whole game. But so go ahead. I'm sorry. You had something to say.
I mean, my whole take on it was like when it first came out. I had this thing pre-ordered. And I played the beta. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, the beta. Played it, and I was like, okay, I'm taking my fucking
your ball.
I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. Yeah, I'm not investing money in this because I didn't feel it was a complete game. It felt broken. It felt incomplete, and I'm not going to invest a fucking what do you call it? A pre-order.
What was different about it in beta than it was when at release?
Nothing at all. Like they gave you like one map in beta, but like just the mechanics, like what you said, when you get the mechanics and you start playing with the mechanics, and it's like a card system and the fucking power up system. I'm like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, the card system is. I don't like how they pair you up with someone for no reason. You should have, like in Call of Duty, you should just have loadouts where you have like 5 preset loadouts that you can customize and change around to your liking with different weapons that you earn in combat with points, a point system. They set you up somehow really strangely. The only thing that's cool about that is you can spawn on your partner, which can be good or bad.
You could do that in Call of Duty.
You couldn't spawn on your partner.
I thought you could. One of them you could spawn on like a team member or something like that.
No, they had spawn drops where one of your perks where you could drop a little thing where your team can spawn on that. So if we were all playing as a team and I had that as a perk, I could run to like the middle of the map, drop that, and for a limited amount of time, our team can use that as a preferred drop point.
Gotcha.
And this game, like the way the card system work is that's your grenades, that's your like special weapon, that's that type of shit, and you get 3 of them, and then once you use it, it powers up again, so it like has a cooldown timing. So now that I'm at level 10, I have 2 hands, so I can swap. So it's like a loadout where I can swap between what cards that I want that I've already put in place, or I can take from my partner's cards and use what he's got. And usually, because I'm still new, he has a better loadout than I do.
Yeah, but see, again, there's this whole arcade feeling with cards, and you know what I mean. Like, why the card system doesn't really?
What I was really
bother with that.
Yeah, when it came out, what I was really hoping for, and because I love Battlefield so much, is a fucking Battlefield, just like skin Battlefield with Star Wars. That's all I wanted. Like,
I thought that's what they did.
No, not at all. I mean, the character models and stuff, sure, but like the actual gameplay itself, that they did not do that, because in Battlefield, if you're in an all-out, let's say, conquest mode and you're trying to take flags, like, you could choose your weapon. You can roll into that fucking battle in a tank, in a plane, in like anything you wanted, as long as it was spawned at your spawn, you could take off in it.
Not only that, but you could blow holes with tanks through buildings, and those buildings would stay. So if there was like, I've seen videos. I've never played. I've played Battlefield at Aaron's, but I don't own it. But I've seen videos where, like, so Battlefield 1, for instance, where you'll have some guys holding down this building, and the other team is assaulting it, and they can't get in. They're just holding the position to entrench. So what do? They break in with one of these tanks. The tank just fucking rolls up to this building, blows a hole in it, rolls into it, and then all of a sudden, you've got this, like, you've breached the defenses. It's like knocking down the gate of a castle, and all these other people swarmed in and just took out the defenders. And I was like, that is awesome. That is what an AT-ST should be able to do. You have a bunch of rebels, and they're like, oh, we gotta hold this base. And then you have just a fucking AT-ST, like 3 of them walk in and just blow holes in this base. And rebels are like, no! Like, that would be cool. But,
yeah, so it's been a year now, and I didn't, and to get everything in the game, all the season pass and all that bullshit for Star Wars, you had to pay $120-something to get the entire game as a whole game. And I was like, fuck that noise. I'm not paying, like, I'll pay that for Battlefield because Battlefield hasn't disappointed me yet.
It's proven. It's proven at this point.
Yeah. But Star Wars, like, I'm not just gonna hope and pray when I already don't like the game's mechanics as it is. So
they're banking on that Star. That's what EA does. They bank on that Star Wars name.
So it's been a year now since that game came out, and Xbox had a sale for that game at $50. You get the Ultimate Edition Season Pass for $50, and I'm like, I will pay that as a whole game. It's a whole fucking game for $50. That's what I want, and it doesn't have a first player like campaign mode, so it should be $50. I think any game that doesn't have a fucking campaign mode should not be $60 on its face. It should like be
20.
I would say
20 to 40,
depending on the quality of the game. If it's a AAA title, then yeah, I'll pay $35 for a multiplayer. But no, not 50. No way.
I'd pay $50
or maybe not
for
60.
this game. Like the entirety, like what he did, but
I checked recently on the PS Network, and it's not on sale.
Yeah, no. You'll have to check it like every week. Every week they usually come out with different sales, but it's fucking ridiculous. So anyway, the $50 I felt was absolutely on par, and now I'm having a blast with it. Like I have all the levels that I want to play. I can do all these mechanics, but as far as the gameplay itself, it felt very hollow because you have like Roy said, you have to leave the match to come back to the match to get these little orb things, and it's very like linear to the point of this is the mission, this is what you have to do, and like a capture the flag thing. There's no real meat to it. The Death Star downloadable content came out this week. Oh my god, it's so fantastic. I do not know why this was not in the initial fucking game, because
of money.
Yeah, because
I do know why, but it's ridiculous that it wasn't, because the Death Star is such a pinnacle level for Star Wars. It should be in the initial release, just like the fucking Prothean for Mass Effect. It should have been in the fucking game.
It's all EA.
Nah, that's true, because almost every Star Wars game that takes place in the original trilogy has a trench run level. Like X-Wing, TIE Fighter, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, each one of those games,
fucking Lego,
you had the fucking trench run.
Star Wars Lego game has
Yes, it did. I have that. I have the Star Wars Lego trilogy upstairs.
Dude, I have all 6 that me and Jalen play.
Yeah.
We have all
I need to get the Force.
Yeah,
I need to get.
I just got the Force
Awakens one.
Yeah,
I'll let you borrow it because I bought it.
I can't borrow it because it's not PlayStation. You Xboxy bastard.
No, I have it for 360.
Oh, okay. Wait, the Force Awakens just came out
For 360 and the One and PlayStation, but I got it for 360
Alright.
because it was used and it was $40. So
yeah, the previews for the Death Star, well, not the trailer rather, looked fantastic. Looked beautiful.
So it is beautiful, but they also gave it a mechanic, like a mission to do something that furthers you to the next thing. So the first level you play when you choose the little Death Star pack at the bottom, like when you go to multiplayer, then you go to Death Star, you start off either as Empire or Rebels, and you kind of want to be Rebels in this scenario because, well, I like playing Empire, I like my TIE Fighters, but so you want to be the Rebels in this scenario because you're fighting a Star Destroyer and you have to kill so many TIE Fighters to have the bombers come in and like make the Star Destroyer's defenses lower, and then you have to blow up their shield generators. So that's awesome. Exactly. So you're like, yeah, but like the space mechanics, they were already, I mean, the flying mechanics were already there to be like kind of cool, but throwing it in actual space, you have to dodge meteors and everything like, it's so fucking cool. You can
fucking random meteors. Is it the chunks of Alderaan?
So, the Star Destroyer is like in a vacant area, but all around the Star Destroyer are meteors. So if you're trying to maneuver away from like a missile or a person who's trying to follow you, you can go into the asteroid field and fucking maneuver around it. There's like wreckage that you can fly through. It's insane.
This is awesome. This reminds me of the X-Wing miniatures tabletop game, because you can buy like little meteors and like ship debris, and I know Aaron doesn't like tabletop games, but the X-Wing miniatures is a fucking fun ass game. You roll a 4 or something like that on the dice, and you can decide which way to go depending on what your ship's capabilities are. So it's like you can't collide with another ship. They'll either take your shields out or like be like a hit against you, so you can be destroyed. It's like, so you either have to go straight, which means like the dude gets behind you, or you have to decide you want to hit him, or you have to like watch out for like the meteor. So it's like, you can't, if you take like what's it called, like a full reverse or something like that, you lose a turn because your pilot's like disoriented, like it got like the blood rush to the head.
That's why they have inertial compensators in these games. In the Star Wars unit. Come on, man, that's basic.
So like once you take down the Star Destroyer, which is pretty tough, like to begin with, then there's like a little movie sequence of one of the ships landing in the Death Star. Troop transport landing in the Death Star, and now you have to raid the Death Star on foot and get a droid. You have to find the droid. Yeah, you have to find the
that's
droid.
the R2, right?
Yeah, basically.
What does the droid have?
Plans. Like, you basically have to find the R2 that has the plans and get him back to your ship.
Wait, so this is like a different version of stealing the Death Star plans?
Basically, yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't know that, but I saw the trailer. I saw attacking the Star Destroyer and then like getting on the Death Star, and I'm like, that didn't happen in A New Hope. But I mean, it would have been cool. It would have made sense. I'm like, if you think about it, where was the bulk of the Alliance during that?
This is kind of like it's almost like an alternate like you're playing as an alternate universe Star Wars
Elseworlds,
but it's action packed. Like, it's awesome. Raiding the Death Star with all your fucking rebel troops, fighting the stormtroopers, trying to get this droid and escort him back to the ship.
Come with me if you want to live.
Exactly, but it's so fucking hard. It is so hard.
Well, it should be, because if you're landing a small rebel troops transport on the fucking Death Star, which has literally like 500,000 troopers on it, yeah, it's gonna be a little fucking difficult.
Yep.
Equal number of like
the only reason
like turbo lasers too.
Yeah, the only reason they got away with it in A New Hope was because it was only 3. They kind of flew under the radar, so to speak.
Well, they didn't have their shields weren't strong enough for stunt fighters.
Yeah,
and if you're playing on the
full scale attack, they weren't on full. The whole Death Star wasn't on full lockdown. There wasn't a battle going on at that time.
Right.
It was just you had the big 3, Han, Luke, and Leia, and Chewie, and the droids, of course, just running around like kind of secretly. You know,
it's like stowaways.
Yeah, they were in disguise half the time. They were dressed. They were in the stormtrooper armor.
Yeah, it's like you can relate it to like the TSA chasing like a bunch of people through an airport.
Yeah. You're not gonna call in the fucking FBI or the CIA to deal with that shit. The Marines, you know.
So if I play as the Empire, I almost want to let the fucking rebels win just to get to the fucking trench run, because the trench run is gorgeous. Like, it is. Oh my! I can't even explain to you. Just like I constantly pop in and out of third person and first person, but once I get into that fucking trench, it's all first person, and I'm like gunning people down, and it's so good. It's delicious. Is the best way to describe it.
Do you get on the mic and start doing Star Wars quotes? I have
absolutely.
You now.
I have you now. Like, I do that shit all like a whole fucking time. I'm like, I can't shake them.
Parkins, no.
They came from behind.
But also because the trench run, like, all these levels are fairly small, but so it makes it a lot easier to get the special ship. And because
what's the
so
special ship?
So for the Star Destroyer, it's Boba Fett.
Random.
And we've sent in a bounty hunter to help you, right?
And what ship is that called, Aaron?
The slave one.
There you go.
Yeah, it's not Boba Fett just floating in space.
Well, in the chat earlier, you were like, the Boba Fett ship.
Yeah, I got the Boba Fett ship.
Like I said, I'm used to dealing with a bunch of normies, and it's really I'm catering my speech to them when
so
really
when you say
I
slave one, they go, "That's offensive."
Probably. What's slave one? I'm like, ugh. Because once I do that, once I say like, hell yeah, you get slave one, and they're like, well, what's slave one? It just makes me go, ugh, audibly.
Mandalorian lives matter.
So, slave one is fucking awesome, especially when you get first person. You get that like it's so fucking.
I think that might be the episode name. Episode 5. Pew 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 pew.
I like it.
Just hearing it in like the like noises that the ship makes.
That's even better.
It's so good. So, and then when you're on foot in the Death Star, there's Bosk. And I think Lando.
Hold on. Who's the rebel hero for the Star Destroyer part?
I think you can pick which one. So you can choose Luke. A lot of people choose Lando.
What's Lando fly?
Oh no, he's not in the spaceships.
The Lady Luck.
Well, I know what he flies in EU. I'm talking about in the game.
Oh, so for the Star Destroyer portion, the rebel ship is the
Falcon.
the Falcon.
But the Falcon wouldn't have been there. That's
Yeah,
not cool.
no, it's fucking Elseworlds.
The Falcon should only show up in the trench run. So
But they block off Darth Vader from that. So like if you're playing the actual mission game, they block off Darth Vader. You can only be Boba Fett or the Falcon. Once you get to the trench run, then you can be Darth Vader, not Boba Fett.
Now, does the TIE Advance have any, like, is it different from any other TIE? Like, do they give it special, like, it has shields in universe? So,
it's got faster cooldown. It's got faster cooldown. It's got all three things. So it has shields, speed boost, and missiles.
Nice.
And it has Darth Vader going like, you've chosen the wrong side, and that type of shit.
That's a really generic line for Darth Vader.
Yeah, well, I never got past the trench run. Somehow the Empire always won at the trench run, but I just want to go in there. It's so hard because you can't just go into that level. It has to like be that build up to get to that level. But it's so fucking gorgeous. And
can you be an X-wing or a TIE fighter? I mean, X-wing or a Y-wing or like
A-wing or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, like because it's totally not canon what's going on. Can you be other ships that weren't there in the movie?
I don't think so, no.
It'd be cool to see a B-wing. You know what I mean? In that,
Yeah.
I was gonna say those weren't built yet, but if you see Rebel Season 2, the prototype was built before New Hope.
they have them. They have it in Clone Wars. Not
The
Rebels.
B-wing?
Yeah.
B-wing? No.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Ooh, I'm a consult the
Go
internet.
ahead and look it up. You might be thinking.
It looks.
You might be thinking of the Y-wing. The Y-wing showed up in Clone Wars with all its skin on it.
Shit, you might have me down. Damn.
The Rebels got like the skinless, tore down version of the Y-wing, without the cool bubble turret.
Damn it.
What's even like what makes the trench run even more awesome is like you can fly out of the trench and you can kind of fly above the trench. So if you see the rebels and shit flying in the trench, you can lock onto them, sweep into the trench, and like blow them away. And they'll try and maneuver, but they can't because they're in a fucking trench, motherfuckers. So they hit the sides, sparks go flying out. Oh, it adds a level of objective and I don't know, it doesn't feel like a piece of shit like that shouldn't be there. It's mostly vehicular combat with that one on foot thing in the middle. So it sandwiches together like a delicious Star Wars fucking dessert.
Have you played the Battle of Jakku? Did you get that one?
I have it, but I haven't like played it objectively. I've just been kind of like playing the random multiplayer missions where it loads me in.
Like that, as far as I know, and besides apparently the trench run one, as far as I know, the Battle of Jakku is like the kind of like the only one that sort of has a narrative, like that expands on the canon story of Star Wars.
Which is funny because they could totally make it in such a way where, since they've already done it with the Death Star DLC, where if you're playing as the rebel, like say you have 5 stages. And depending on who wins each stage, something else happens. Either like the branching path narrative goes this way or that way. So you could have 2 completely different endings of where the Empire and where the Rebels win, but how you get to those paths differ a lot. You know what I mean? You can have branching paths in multiplayer. It would take a lot of work, and I don't think EA is looking to do that.
Yeah, that's the thing that kind of sucks is like once you play the Death Star portion and the Empire wins, that's it. There's no like fighting them back to their base and like blowing them up. It's just like automatically restart. You switch sides. The end.
You don't even get like a little animation of Yavin 4 getting blown up or anything.
No.
Oh,
It's the only thing they kind of cheaped out on is like the Empire side of the Death Star.
Bastards.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right.
Do you think they'll make like an Endor Death Star 2 DLC, like attack on that? Like instead of a trench run, you just have like the whole surface of the second Death Star to fight over, or maybe even go inside. Do you think they'll do that? I mean, I haven't even read any rumors of like next, because as far as I know, they're not making a sequel to this game. They're just making continual content.
It's a platform they'll probably milk for the next 3 or 4 years.
Right, yeah, exactly. It's not
Yeah,
a defined Battlefield 1 or 2.
Right.
I don't
Battlefront.
think so. I think the only thing that they're really going to come out with that's going to like put this game over the top is the PlayStation version of it with the VR, which I fucking want, man. I want that so bad. That's a system seller for me to get the PS4 with that.
Tell me about it, because I have a PS4, but I don't have the VR.
Well, basically this winter they're coming out with a souped up PlayStation, and it's going to come with a VR headset.
Is that the PlayStation Neo?
I think so.
Is it backwards compatible?
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
it's just a PS4. It's not like anything. It's just souped up, so it has like better processors and shit, so it can run.
So if I get these 3D goggles, I could like use my current PS4.
I don't know. I didn't really get that far into it because I don't have a PlayStation, so I don't need to like.
Because the remastered version of The Last of Us was fucking beautiful.
Have you seen the remastered looks of Skyrim?
No,
Oh, look at that. Oh,
I'll have
Jesus
to do that
Christ.
because Fallout 4 on PS4 looks like fucking phenomenal.
Me.
So-
I couldn't get into the Fallout games, man. I played Fallout 3 and I just...
Nah, man, that's
There wasn't enough of a narrative, They just said, hey, here's this bare bones. Go find your way in this sandbox. And I don't like that. You can give me a nice linear game like The Last of Us, where it's extremely linear. You just go from point A to point
Right.
B. There's no branching paths, but the story is incredible. Actually will make you tear up.
But that's what I liked about Fallout 3. I haven't played too much of Fallout 4, but Fallout 3 I never even beat because the main story is stupid. I don't care about the main story. All the side missions and everything you encounter in that game, that's what gets you. That's what drags you in. It's like, holy shit, like that is like there's a couple of stories that you didn't get as far.
When-
the little fucking grove with the tree man, like
you-
that made me want to cry in another universe.
But when you actually have to use the tone of voice of, well, there's a couple stories in there. No, fuck off.
No, there's a couple of like stories that are like, wow, that's a good narrative, and then there's a couple of missions that was like, that was just fucking fun. That was just ridiculous. I killed things that I shouldn't have killed, and it was fun. It was fun. I need to get on 4.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it. I like a story that drives me forward. That's what makes me want to play more. Not like... I was never one for exploration games. Like, I just have to discover what's under the next around the next corner. What's around the next river bend? To quote Pocahontas.
All around the river bend.
What, past around the river bend. Dude,
That was beautiful.
You're welcome. I was going to keep going. Savages,
Barely even human. Now we sound the drums of war.
Anyway.
That's right. We like that. Couple of 1-2 fathers right here. Can you tell?
This is a good drink.
So, yeah, I need a narrative that'll drive me forward to play the games. The best games to me are more like the Assassin's Creed games, where it has the narrative, the linear narrative, but it has the side missions that you can go off, complete, come back to the main story, and it's a story worth telling. Fallout just wasn't there for me.
So like Mass Effect, because that's sort of a blend. There's a strict narrative and all these side missions.
But the side missions weren't expansive enough. Like they were. I don't know.
Really, I mean, I definitely think in Fallout 2 the side missions were expansive.
I'm saying in Mass Effect, not Fallout.
I'm sorry. That's what I meant in Mass Effect. I think Mass Effect 2 the side missions were very expansive. 3 also, but to a lesser extent, because it all was driving towards a particular endpoint. Where I feel Mass Effect 2, I mean, you're just going around just fucking kicking ass.
Yeah.
So that game to me is like interactive movie. Like when they came out with Mass Effect 3 and instituted the Connect, like you could read the Connect lines, like you were actually in the movie talking. To
I didn't use that feature.
It was fantastic because I would be fighting and I'd be like grenade, and then I would throw the grenade, and then I would actually reply.
Yeah, but I've seen you use the Connect. You're like grenade, Grenade! Grenade! Now, grenade!
Yeah, but that's when I'm like sitting on my couch playing it. But not when I'm alone playing it. I'm fucking 2 feet from the screen in my beanbag chair.
I noticed when we went over last week, your beanbag chair was literally 2 feet from the fucking TV.
Man, you just need a bigger TV, is what you need.
Yeah, and or glasses.
No,
Yeah.
because we were saying that the other day where your TV, like you have all this great setup equipment, but your TV just isn't big enough to sit on that couch so far away.
Yeah, dude, actually go to BJ's. They have a Samsung TV that's 50-inch for $500. I think we're actually going to go buy that soon.
How
Well, I
much?
have a 44.
Oh, wow.
But the problem is my entertainment center won't fit it. I need like a 70 or something.
Take a fucking saw, man. It's IKEA.
So
Do you say you need a 70-inch? Fucking do
Yeah.
it. Do it. You make money.
It's not like
Come on.
TVs are super expensive anymore.
I know.
They are the people who don't make much money, like myself.
So
What are you typing? I hear you typing away over there like a crazy motherfucker.
yeah, I'm typing in Best Buy and YouTube and fucking trying to get this VR video up here.
See, this is what happens when we don't record all together. He's like distracted. He's over there. He's shopping on Amazon. He's looking at
You got
TVs.
that Amazon one-click going.
We're me and you. We're sitting here. We're having a good time. We're drinking. We're podcasting. We're talking about
We're singing.
balls and singing Pocahontas. And this kid's over here fucking shopping.
Anyway,
Surround the riverbed.
so Mass Effect. Like, I can't wait for the new Mass Effect for fucking Xbox One. I'm so hyped for that. Assuming that it's good.
No, see me like
I'm
I'm so
hesitant.
conflicted.
Believe me, I'm like, yeah.
I'm like, oh, great, more Mass Effect. It looks beautiful, looks great, looks awesome. I want more, but EA is the worst video game company ever, and the entire original team's gone.
I know.
They all left because of EA. And I'm like, I mean, when I read that article, I think I sent it to you guys a couple weeks ago, is they've all moved on to other companies, formed other companies. I mean, it's just a shell.
Well,
It's just a shell that says Mass Effect on it.
Well, it's like the new Metal Gear Solid game. What is it? Metal Gear Survive or whatever the fuck it is. The first Metal Gear they make after they fire Hideo Kojima, the creator of Metal Gear.
Yeah, like how
Look
does
at it! Look at it! It fucking looks like complete shit,
how does that happen? How do you fire the creator?
dude.
That's like making Dragon Ball and firing Akira Toriyama.
Yeah, because it's like
Which they did, and they made GT, and it was awful.
And now they're making more Dragon Ball, which I didn't. What was it, Dragon Ball Super? I think I messaged you guys. I'm like, why did nobody tell me that there's a new fucking Dragon Ball fucking show and manga going on right now? Which
Yeah.
again, he's in charge of it.
because you're not 16.
I don't care. I still love Dragon Ball. He's in charge of it. It's his fucking story. It's his fucking baby, and GT doesn't count.
Yeah, it's
So
fantastic.
they're just saying the. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't know how you can. I don't know how you can fire the main dude. It's just-
Especially for being like a prima donna or a control. When they say like, "Oh, he's controlling this," and that's why he made something so fucking good. You know, because of that guy being Hideo Kojima had a vision. He had, the balls to put forth something really weird and crazy and out there, yet still grounded in the real world. And he made something great out of it. And then they fired him. And now what do? They go to a different parallel dimension with zombies and bow and arrows that when you fire them, the head spins and it like
and
kills.
Snake is voiced by Kiefer fucking Sutherland.
Snake isn't. Big Boss was. But that's not... Phantom Pain is different. Phantom Pain, they fired him, I want to say halfway through or in the end. I want to say they fired him after. Yeah, it was after Phantom Pain came out. Metal Gear Solid 5, the Phantom Pain came out. They fired him after that. And that's why in between each chapter or mission, Hideo Kojima has it's like, made by Hideo Kojima. Dude, he fucking just as a fuck you pasted it everywhere he could. He even put himself as a character in the game. It's fucking ridiculous.
I wish my wife was awake right now to correct us on the pronunciation of these Japanese names.
No, Hideo Kojima's his name.
It's either Hideo Kojima or Hideo Kojima.
You know what? I thought I could pronounce certain Japanese things, but being someone who's fluent in Japanese corrects me all the time.
Look, it's just the way the fucking name's said. I mean,
did you listen to
Hideo Kojima.
Did you listen to last week's podcast episode? Because your pronunciation of everything was awful. Instead of like Immortal Joe, you just call them Morton Joe.
Morton Joe, yeah, just like at the hospital.
Instead of Infuriosa, you called her like Imposter Iliosa. Like you were just all over the fucking map.
Imposter Trebiasa.
Listen.
It sounded like a fucking Olive Garden dish.
Podcast sober, okay? So I'm very articulate when I'm sober, but when I'm a few drinks in, I might slur and mispronounce things a lot.
Call Immortal Joe Morton Joe.
No, I didn't call him Immortal Joe. I know for a fact he's not Immortal Joe.
What's the Joe Dirt in the hole?
That's his name, is Immortal Joe.
No,
it's Immortan Joe.
It's with an N. Immortan Joe.
Nah, who's the asshole now?
I'm going to look this up right now.
Both of you, because you guys both got it fucking wrong. You were calling him, you said Immortal Joe, and what were you calling him?
I was calling him Immortan Joe. It's Immortan Joe.
Yeah.
All right.
Immortan.
You're right. I'm wrong.
I know. I just heard you Google that.
It's immortal, but with an N. And then you were like Imperioso Ferocity.
I couldn't remember. It's Charlize Theron with grease on her head.
Oh, she was so hot in that movie.
Dude, she was hot and monster, and she was butt-ass ugly.
Yeah, good call.
Aaron,
yes.
Unless we completely cut you off from your train of thought, drinks, alcohol. Thrawn. Dude, that's a whole other 2 hours we could get into right there, which we won't. I saw on Facebook that you watched World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I just finished it.
Is it World of Warcraft or Warcraft the movie?
Just Warcraft.
Do you want to give us a quick review on that?
Okay, so
that was about as fucking begrudging as you get.
I'll before he gets into it, I will just say I know nothing of Warcraft beyond the first two games. I played the first one and the second one, which were back in the day, old school top-down strategy games.
Yeah, like Diablo, right?
Yeah. Well, no. Well, yeah, the first Diablo was a strategy game, like Command and Conquer.
Yes.
So that's the Warcraft I know. When it became a MMO in World of Warcraft, I didn't play that. I don't know that. I know they expanded the universe and just went fucking balls deep with it. So my only point of reference are the first two games. My wife met a dude that she dated and lived with in Delaware for 5 years by playing that game. So this might be more of a conversation for her because she would understand.
Ugh, what a nerd.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
She would understand this movie probably better than I do. I want to see it. It's not. What did you see it on? Is it on Prime, Netflix? You downloaded it legally?
It was a download.
A legal download.
It was a gift.
Yeah. Okay. So when it comes out, I actually want to see it because it looked good. It looked interesting. But again, I know that the director was big into it, and he put a lot of Easter eggs and a lot of lore from the franchise into it. But that's going to go over my head. So in this case, I'm a normie. So Aaron, it's all yours.
Okay, so I don't know anything about Warcraft either. I'll say that.
You're useless to us.
The only knowledge I have is I guess it was like a 40-hour demo disc that they gave you when it first came out, and you could play it for 40 hours and then it ended, or something like that, or like 2 days. You get it for like 2 days or something. And that I lost my cousin to it for a good portion of a year.
Yeah, you
disappeared. So anyway, so we put this movie on. It looks like the really awesome movie sequences that you see from World of Warcraft, like those just like hardcore, super detailed special effects, and you're like, why don't they put this into real movies? Well, it's basically them putting it into real movies. So it's definitely gorgeous, like without a doubt. Some of the best CG, and it does look a little bit hokey because you do have a fucking orc next to a human, and it looks a bit wonky. But like looking at the orcs, they look fucking real. Like it's crazy looking.
So is it a blend of CGI and live action, or is it all CGI?
I'm pretty sure it's like a Star Wars Attack of the Clones level of CGI everywhere.
I mean, judging by what I saw in just the trailer,
I can't remember.
I can't picture anybody dressed up as an orc.
I can't remember. No, I'm saying it like the humans. I can't remember the trailer itself.
They do it well. Like they do it well, but you know, you look at it and you're like, oh, I really wish that was like makeup and rubber, so I could oogle it and like really be in awe of the creation of these characters. I mean, that's one thing. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, it's too bad he wasn't like a big giant fucking rubber rock like the Rock.
Like it makes you wish that the Jim Henson Company like really took off more after Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, exactly. But where this movie shines is the fucking action set pieces. Like they're fucking brutal. They are like some of the most brutal fantasy action you will ever fucking see. People getting impaled, main characters just dying, like a wolf just eats a dude's head and runs off into the woods. It's fucking crazy.
I don't know why that was so funny. In my head, it happened a lot more sly. Like it was like a bipedal wolf. It was like, ow! And it's kind of like, ding, ding, ding.
There's one scene where like the orcs come in and like they ambush some people, you know, knights, and just fucking smash them with hammers. And you're just like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's orc shit. That's what they should be doing. Good on them.
Basically, it's what you wanted to see in Lord of the Rings for the action. Like, just insane. It wasn't all crazy looking. You couldn't make out what was happening. No, they're fucking hammering the people in the heads, squashing them, cutting them. It was great.
But this is PG-13, right?
Yeah, so they didn't get fucking gory with it. There wasn't a lot of blood.
How could you hit a knight in the face with a hammer and then not be blood?
His helmet was off.
They did it. They did the actions. The action sequences were directed pretty well. The part where the movie falls apart is the beginning and end of the story.
Well, that's not very good.
The middle part is very compelling. Like once you get into it and like the meat of the movie is unfolding, you're like, okay, I'm in this now. Like they finally worked itself out. It was a bit shaky in the very beginning because they were just kind of jumping all over the place. You're trying to like hold on to the plot as best you could.
Well, there's probably a lot to try to catch up on. And it sounds really funny because you know what? The beginning and the end are usually the strongest parts in a movie, and the middle is where they kind of lose you.
Yeah.
You know, but this sounds like the complete opposite.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, the beginning part, they're trying to, like, throw in this plot, but rush it through. So they're jumping to, like, 4 different locations, talking to these people like you should already know them already, and they're making jokes like you should already know them already, and you're like, you lost me. But then they finally get into the meat. You're good. You play it through for a little while. You're like, okay, like I'm invested, and then the end of the movie comes, and you're like, what the fuck? This guy's still alive. That guy's doing that. What? You didn't resolve that over there. This movie's not over. You just left it open for a fucking sequel for no reason whatsoever.
I fucking hate that. Every movie's doing that now. Everything has to be a goddamn franchise. So every movie is a waste of a movie because they're setting up for the next movie.
That's what it felt like. You had this whole thing. You got invested finally, and it was just a waste. You're like, and usually,
wait. Let me guess. With my limited knowledge on Warcraft, because I didn't see any elves or dark elves in the trailer, I'm guessing at the very end of the movie, either at the very end or some sort of post-credit scene, there was some sort of scene that had a dark elf. And it implies like, oh, these guys are going to be a major player in the next one.
I don't think so.
Wait, what do you mean you don't think so? You saw the movie. It's a yes or a no.
No.
Okay.
Oh, that's a lot of expended effort for no reason. He got all dramatic with his hands in the air.
I was flailing everywhere.
Like, oh, these guys! Whoa!
I could spoil it for you, but like you just get
Yeah, go
invested. Okay, so the main orc there.
Spoiler warning.
Spoiler. The main orc in the movie that's like trying to lead the insurrection, or what do you call it? The fucking coup of the other orcs, because they find out like the evil bad guy orc is using this magic that's killing the land, so they need to kill him because he's just going to kill another planet. They've come from another dimension.
All I heard was a lot of killing.
So he faces him in battle, and the bad guy beats him, kills him, sucks out his fucking energy like Shang Tsung. And you're like, oh, okay, I don't think that was supposed to happen.
I'm watching the wrong movie.
Like,
Fuck, I gotta retry that level. That's what it sounds like.
Where was my last save point?
It ends on a season finale, and you're like, no, you didn't kill the bad guy. All the good guys died. What the fuck am I watching here? Like,
which in a way kind of sounds great because I hate that. Bad
it does
guys
sound
always
great, but it
lose.
wasn't in a way that felt complete. It wasn't like, now we take the land. Like, it wasn't anything finite. It was like, there's battles to come. Dun dun dun.
We won, and there are more movies. Unfortunately, I don't think it did well enough for a sequel.
Exactly. So, like, the way a good movie is supposed to go is there's a bad guy, you kill the bad guy, and if your movie was good enough to continue to a sequel, then there's another bad guy that comes in.
Well, you don't even need to kill the bad guy. You can go Masters of the Universe, and you think the bad guy's dead, and right before the credits, he pops out of, like, the slime and goes, I'll be back.
I'm trying to think for a second, what other movies from our past could we do that to where the bad guys win catastrophically? The only one that comes to mind is like Free Willy. When the kid's like, go Willy, and he raises his hand, and the whale is just about to, dude, Willy is just about to come, and all of a sudden, a harpoon comes from off screen and just nails him in the fucking blowhole.
Oh, yeah, all right. You're speaking hypothetically here. I'm like, wait a minute. When did this happen in Free Willy?
No, I'm saying, like, what movie could you take and have the bad guys win and have it be...
Oh, shit, that's like every movie.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, come on, do that. Like, I just picked Free Willy, fucking harpoon. He's in the air, Willy, and a harpoon from off screen comes. Nails the whale, pulls him into the rocks. Willy is dead, harvested for his organs. Jesse
just his fin. Just his fin.
That's sharks, not whales. He has to be harvested for science, like the Japanese would do it. So he's taken off, hacked up into fucking fine Japanese delicacies. Glenn and I can't remember the woman's name. The adoptive.
Dude, I'm giving you points for even remembering any character's name besides Willy.
The adoptive parents of Jesse, remember that little transient kid?
Nope.
Decide, you know what, man, there's too much fucking trouble. You know what, get the fuck out of here. We don't want you anymore. They kick him back to the curb. He's back on the street sucking dick for fucking birthday cake or whatever the hell he was eating. That's what we need, a gritty, dark reboot of Free Willy.
I got one. E.T.
I was about to say E.T.
E.T.'s going to go up on the ship. The fucking tank comes over, blows the ship over. All the ATs start running out. And they fucking wrangle them up, bring them to Area 51. They're locked away. And then you get the beginning of Independence Day.
Peace.
No peace.
That's E.T. That's how you tie him in. That's not E.T. That's not a random alien. That's E.T. He killed Data.
I just like the idea of, like, instead of them capturing E.T. and, like, what do they do? Put him on ice, basically? To, like,
yeah.
Just somebody walks up to him and
just starts dissecting him right there in front of Elliot.
Just walk up, pull this. No, they just walk up, pull this sidearm, and just blow E.T.'s brains out. It's like, boom, end of movie. That's when the movie ends. That's what fucking World of Warcraft did. Yeah. That's when you end the movie. Right there, with E.T.'s fucking brain just splattered on fucking Elliot's face, and then you cut into the next movie. Bam.
Well, there's another one. I think
that's what fucking Quentin Tarantino would do.
Yeah, and he would have dropped a lot of N-bobs in it too.
Can you imagine some angry white guy just looking at IT like, they gotta kill this regular nuke. Just fucking kills him.
An alien motherfucker is gonna die.
That's fucking loud.
What are you sending us, Aaron?
Trench Run.
We're not gonna watch that now.
Dude, Raiders of the Lost Ark. If Indiana Jones just fucking opened his eyes at the end there, his face would have melted too.
Yeah. Can you imagine Luke in the in episode Empire Strikes Back? It's like, join me and we will rule the galaxy as father and son. And he's just like, okay,
Yeah, all right.
cool.
Yeah, sure.
Like, that sounds okay.
Why not?
What do you think would have happened in that hypothetical situation?
Imagine me.
You think they could have done it?
I do. I think about your day. And then you have a montage of just fucking Luke and Darth Vader just taking over the galaxy.
Do you think they could have?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're taking down.
I think Vader would have trained him like Starkiller, like in secret for like 4 or 5 years, and then one day they would just kind of go after the Emperor. And I think, first of all, I think Luke in old EU is way overpowered. I think they put too much on him. I'm interested to see how he goes in new canon.
Well, the thing I like about him is that he's kind of like what Anakin would have been had he never become Vader.
That's what I don't like, because Luke is only half of what Anakin could have been. Anakin is the chosen one. He is the one created by the Force. Luke, by all laws of physics, which doesn't apply to the Star Wars universe,
Yeah, we're talking about magic.
is only half of what Anakin could have been. So,
the Force.
yeah.
Half of
the Force.
half of what Anakin was is probably still the most powerful fucking Jedi.
No, see,
know.
I think Anakin could have defeated the Emperor and Yoda, but like anything, like he was defeated by Obi-Wan, who really compared.
He was defeated by himself.
Well, yes, exactly, but Obi-Wan
You will not take her
was
from
the
me.
catalyst of that, because
He
Anakin
was defeated
gave
by
into his
hubris.
emotion. He gave into just arrogance. Obi-Wan really is shit compared to Anakin's power.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, even the Emperor says when he's fighting Yoda, he's like, Lord Vader will be more powerful than both of us. And that's true. In theory, Anakin should be more powerful than both Yoda and the Emperor. Mm-hmm. But because of what happens, he's not. Still very powerful. So Luke can only max out at half of Anakin's potential. Absolutely. Half of Anakin's potential.
See, I would normally say that because you're ruling that by like our world genetics.
Yes, I know,
But the Force doesn't. No, the Force doesn't work that way.
It wouldn't make sense.
Midichlorians, man.
Anakin is 100% midichlorians, and Luke is half. Luke is half.
80%.
It's like
He's 80%.
it's like in Dragon Ball. It doesn't make sense how Gohan is supposed to be stronger than Goku because he's half human. I don't see how being half of something makes you more powerful than a full amount of something.
Human emotion.
The Force.
Enough with the Force!
No, man, the Force. The Force fucking...
I mean, the Clone Wars episode, the 3 episodes of Mortis, I mean, that showed just truly how powerful, how Anakin is the one.
Oh, he made gods kneel.
Absolutely, that was so awesome. And like Obi-Wan was like, Anakin, this planet is the Force. Use it. And he just fucking channeled that shit, turned them back into fucking people from their animal forms, made them kneel, turned the sky dark. God, that was chilling. That was fucking chilling. I can't see Luke doing that.
No.
I had to rewatch fucking Clone Wars.
No, well, that's because Luke, when he was like 18, was playing with fucking toys, going zoom, vroom, vroom, on Tatooine still.
I'm going to Beggar's Canyon!
He really was. He had model. He was what, 18, 17?
18.
And he was playing with toys while C-3PO was taking his oil bath. which sounds gay. Which sounds gay as shit if you don't know Star Wars.
No, so it's only gay if R2 was in the oil bath with him, but he was by himself.
I'm just saying any male.
Thank the maker.
Yeah, just any guy or male type thing taking an oil bath just sounds.
I have the worst image in my head of like 3PO in the oil bath. He's just sitting there chilling. His arms are up.
And you just see R2. You just see R2's little eye thing, like you did on fucking Dagobah, just pop up out of the water.
Oh, I didn't even think that. I was just saying
around.
he's sitting there by himself, and he's like, "Oh, this is so warm and so nice." You see one hand slowly slip into the oil, and his robotic eyes roll back into his head.
They just go dark and then they lighten up.
Yes, because for some reason I imagine 3PO fingering himself.
Oh, dude, fingering! I thought he was gonna be fucking.
No,
he's
he's fingering himself. Come
see,
on.
I imagined R2 under the surface of the water, somehow filleting him, but with that little eye socket that he puts up above the water.
This episode's taken a very, very weird turn.
Robotic. There's nothing strange about robotic sex. That's half the internet.
No, half the internet is like
That's the future.
cats, and the other half is furries.
Half furies.
Episode name: Robosex.
Pew pew.
It should be robotic filleting. Robotic fellatio.
Oh man! So, how many fucks would you give World of Warcraft now that we've gone way off topic?
I mean, I'll definitely say they gave a fuck. It just died in the storytelling for the beginning and end. So I'll give it a solid 6.
That's decent. 6 fucks.
Yeah,
That's not a bad amount of fucks for a movie that you know nothing about.
Yeah, I know. We're so like not qualified to speak on this franchise.
I thought it was gonna be a lot worse than it was, but it did get me in that middle part. It's just the fucking beginning and end. Ugh. The ending with the mostly because, like, seriously, end your fucking movie. I don't care about a sequel. I want to see this movie. Get it done.
Yeah, that's a problem. Is that a lot like DLC in video games? They're seeing things more as platforms now and not as complete stories.
Well, I mean, it goes back to our Ghostbusters review. Roy, you didn't see it, but that movie was complete setup for a second movie, and it didn't do well. So I don't think they're gonna get a second movie.
I think they will, based on the fact that it's all females. And
No, from
I think they will-
what I have read, it just did not.
I'll bet you $10 right now that movie gets a sequel. All right, hear that?
We're
Hear that?
shaking
That's
on
a-
it.
That's a hold on. Listen. That's a handshake. That's a hand rub right there.
That's a hand rub.
counts.
That's legally binding. I give him $10 if they make a Ghostbusters 2. He gives me $10 if it never happens.
I think they will, based on the fact that movie got quote unquote so much hate from that if they don't make it, they consider it like almost like a failure,
It is a failure.
a failure for females.
No, it wasn't, because the failings of that movie were not female
No,
related.
it was the writing. It was everything else
It
except
was
for the females.
it was Paul Feig. I place 95% of the blame of the failure of that movie on Paul Feig. I think he was the worst director for this movie.
What else did he direct?
Bridesmaids, The Heat.
Yeah.
He's very pro-feminine director, which is fine. That's great.
Yeah, all those
That's
movies
your thing.
are awesome. It's just it doesn't work for a Ghostbusters movie.
No,
The director you need
Ghostbusters
for
was
a
not his
Ghostbusters
franchise.
Well, it's
Yeah,
not supposed to be a comedy. It's supposed to be like an everyday guys, everyday person's view into a
Not even
world that is kind of like looking behind a curtain. So it's supposed to have the comedic elements, like a dark comedy there, but it's really more of like a bit of a sci-fi, right?
Not even that. It's more of like a horror movie. Like if you were gonna do
It's like
a good Ghostbusters today, you should have got like the director of The Conjuring, something that like it's ominous in tone, like it's very music oriented.
And then you have
freaks you the
funny
fuck
people
out.
acting in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know if people know how to do that. If directors know how to do that nowadays.
Not many, but it could have been done. He was the wrong person to do it. He didn't understand it, and that's the thing. we have a full review for Ghostbusters, which we recorded before we really started the podcast. It was one of our, I deemed it our fail attempts at an episode, which I will release at some point in the future, and you fine ladies and gentlemen will be able to hear it. But Paul Feig was fundamentally, in my opinion, maybe Aaron's too, the biggest problem with Ghostbusters. He did not understand the franchise. He got offended way too much when people started. Look, that movie was given way too much crap for a female cast.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was uncalled for. Absolutely. People like saying like, oh yeah, Leslie Jones. I'm guilty of this. I saw the trailers and I went, oh man, Leslie Jones is gonna be the worst part of this movie because she is the token loudmouth black character. Yeah. She was great. She was my second favorite character. I can't think the actress's name, but the woman who played Pultzman, who was like the Egon-ish sort of character, she was great. She was my favorite character. Leslie Jones was my second favorite character. Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCartney, they're very funny actresses. Their characters missed the mark. They just didn't do it. And then everybody in that movie had to be funny. Everybody in that movie is a comedian, and it ruined the movie. And I think it's Paul Feig's fault for just trying to make this. I don't even know what the hell he was trying to make, but insulting more than once the people that were criticizing your movie in the movie doesn't help your goddamn cause. And we just made a bet that whether sequel or not sequel, from what I have read, right after the movie came out, they announced a sequel. 3 weeks to a month after the release, everything about a sequel went silent. They're talking about was it Aaron? Who made it? Was it Sony?
Yeah, Sony created a particular division now to only handle Ghostbusters canon.
Right. So, there's a whole studio. Was it Ghost something studio? Ivan Reitman set up a studios for handling Ghost franchises, but everything about continuing this storyline with these characters, because the movie performed very poorly here in the States and even worse overseas, everything about another sequel is gone.
Yeah, but see, that doesn't matter because the cool thing is with this little bet is that we never didn't put a timeline on it, so there's no way I can lose and owe you $10.
No, because if they make another one in 30 years, that's not a sequel, that's a reboot, motherfucker.
And not if it has the same characters. All I have to do
won't be the same we'll be. It's going to be our kids doing a podcast talking about their Ghostbusters movie and how they're pissed. There's an all-male Ghostbusters team that's directed by some guy.
No, imagine it'll be like the Hatfield and McCoys where our kids hate each other because our dads both owe each other fucking $10.
Yeah.
With,
My dad was for the 84 Busters. My dad was there for the 2013 Busters. We're in Massachusetts. I don't even know where these southern accents are coming from. So our kids, I don't know. Are they our kids? Oh man,
our kids.
Our kids.
Did you see that? Do you watch Zach Galifianakis' Between Two Ferns?
The one with Hillary.
Yeah, Hillary just came out.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So good. It's another generation, you'll be their first white president. How do you feel?
See, I thought that was a great question because it's true.
Yeah.
That is so true. My daughter has only ever known Obama as president, so whoever is the next president will be her first white president.
That's crazy.
It is kind of strange to
think about. If you think about it, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, crazy in a good way because, and it's funny because we speak pretty freely politically here, and apparently at her mom's house too. And she's like,
they hate whitey.
I would vote for Hillary. She's like, Donald Trump is crazy. And when I listen to NPR a lot, she goes, was that Donald Trump talking? I'm like, no, that was Obama. She goes, I like him. I'm like, yeah, me too. Transformers. Transformers. The Last Night is the next Transformers movie in the franchise of the Bayformers universe.
Are you writing down an edit point?
Yep.
Don't care.
1 hour, 14 minutes.
Yeah, I can't get behind another Transformers movie. I just can't do it.
No,
man.
I didn't watch the last one.
I don't think I watched the last two. The last one was Extinction. The one
Right.
before that was...
What? I don't remember.
Was it
the
Darker?
name of it.
Hold on, was it Darker the Moon?
No, Transformers.
Darker the Moon, then Extinction, and then the one with...
No, Darker the Moon was the third one. There was a second
No,
one.
no. I think he's right.
No, there was the one where Starscream...
Rise of the Fallen.
Bang!
Rise of the Fallen.
Right. Go fuck yourself.
Okay, so Transformers, then Rise of the Fallen, then Extinction, then what the fuck was the last one?
No, there was a third one. No, hold on. It was Transformers,
God
Rise
damn.
of the
No.
Fallen.
You know what? The point is
Extinction
the Transformers,
was the new one.
This is the fifth
the
movie.
point is the Transformers franchise should be fucking extinct. Okay? It's terrible. It's terrible. Every Transformers movie besides the first one has been a pile of Michael Bay shit.
Yes.
And more fun news is coming out of this new one. As we, well, maybe you don't know, but as some of us know, this new one is called Transformers: The Last Night. This is the second Transformers movie that Michael Bay has produced after he said in the third movie that there will be no more Transformers movies.
Hold on, he said that for after this movie?
No. After the third Transformers movie, Michael Bay said, that is the end of Transformers. I'm not directing another Transformers movie. That is the end of the story. Then they came out with another Transformers movie, and now another Transformers movie. So for months, like and like, dude, like he's got like this shit under wraps. Nobody knows anything about this movie. All we know is that the title, it's called The Last Night. He's slowly on Twitter released a few pictures of the characters. Somehow Megatron is fucking back again, even though he was turned into Galvatron. I don't know how that happened.
The last movie was so fucking lazy because they got to a point where the Transformers didn't even transform anymore. They turned into like a pixelated ball of goo, and that's how they transformed.
Right. I remember you telling us that in our review in our previous podcast that is now dead.
The escape pod.
No, we have to edit that, man. I have to put a big bleep.
Why?
Because I don't want people looking for something that doesn't exist.
It exists. No, if you go to let me see here. It's like the escapepod.weebly.com. pod.weebly. Hold on, let me just look it up here.
On the fifth page.
Yeah. When you're on the fifth page of Google, that's why that podcast stopped. No, anyways, so fucking Michael Bay, all we know about this movie, it's called The Last Night. And there's so few details about it. Like, we've known that they've been looking for an actor for King Arthur.
Yeah.
They've been looking for an actor for Merlin. Optimus Prime is in it. Megatron is in it. Bumblebee is in it. There's a bunch of new Transformers that's in it. So you're like, okay, logically, okay, this is for some reason, somehow,
They went back in time.
taking place in the Middle Ages. Right. I mean, it doesn't make sense. But okay, Middle Ages. Now we find out this week that there's new dinobots in it, but they're mini dinobots.
The mini
Dinobots.
The mini bots were the worst part of Transformers.
And-
escapepodcast.weebly.com. You can go there and get this old zips of at least our portion of the escape pod, not the other portion that branched off afterwards. The OG escape pod.
The OG. The mini bots were always the worst part.
Mini-cons, yeah.
Mini-cons, whatever the fuck they were called.
I've taken a midget and put him on my shoulder, and I'm more powerful.
Dude, they fucking sucked.
Yeah. So, no, like I said, now we find out that there's, in this new movie, there's mini Dinobots. So, again, it's called The Last Night. All the promo art has showed, like, Optimus Prime with, like, the sword of King Arthur, like Excalibur or something like that. They're looking for King Arthur.
It'd be like a toothpick.
There's
compared.
all sorts of fucking shit medieval-wise. But then, oh no, what's this?
What's this?
Michael Bay's production company rents out the house of Winston Churchill, the former home of Winston Churchill, where he was born. Winston Churchill, the British Prime Minister during World War II, one of the three main players. Can we call him a world savior? I mean, honestly, without his leadership, could we have won?
That he could spit hot fire and insults. That guy could grill fucking. He roasted bitches.
Absolutely.
Dude,
Winston Churchill,
My favorite fucking quote was from somebody who was like, "You, Winston, are drunk, and furthermore, you are disgustingly drunk." And he looked at her with his fucking scotch in hand and was like, "And you are ugly, but tomorrow."
I will be sober.
He's like, I will be sober, and you will still be disgustingly ugly.
Absolutely.
Dude, fucking fire right there.
I almost said an American hero, but a world hero. I mean, come on. Winston Churchill is like, he belongs to the human race.
He does, yeah.
Yeah. So what does Michael Bay do? He rents out the guy's birthplace and turns it into Nazi headquarters. Roy's joking.
That was almost a spit take. What?
He took the birthplace of Winston Churchill and they turned it into like the headquarters for the SS in this movie that is for some goddamn reason supposed to be taking place in the Middle Ages with King Arthur, but there's fucking Nazis in it now.
I mean, now it sounds kind of interesting. I kind of want
I was just gonna say
my Nazis in my medieval.
You're trying to sway me from this, but you just pulled me in.
Oh, dude, World War II vets are fucking ape shit. They're up in arms because I just showed Roy the picture. I'll put the picture.
All fucking four of them. Come on, how many of them are left? And
come on, it's not World War I, man.
They have the internet. Come on.
No, I mean, I understand where they're coming from.
This movie now sounds like
they took his birthplace, they lit it up, and they put like these like 70-foot fucking tall like swastika banners on it.
This movie sounds like it's getting to the level of like Kung Fury and Iron Sky level of awesomeness.
Right? No, it's crazy. It's like it's like Michael Bay went, you know what? Fuck it.
No,
fuck it. Nazis, throw them in.
No, alternate universe. I think it's alternate universe where Winston Churchill in London is overtaken by zombie Nazis. I'm just sure it's zombie in there because I'm sure they're going to be zombie Nazis. And then, maybe they help the U.S. overcome.
But what does this have to do with fucking King Arthur? And dinobots?
Nothing. And that's what makes it great.
Absolutely nothing. Maybe he's so sick and tired of making these movies that he just decided, he was like, you know what, I am going to make the most absolute dog shit Transformers movie that I can and see where it goes.
No, he could have stopped. He could have stopped at the third one.
They want him to make more because even though they suck,
nobody wants him to make more.
They make movies. They make money in toy sales. Yeah.
Wow.
See, look at that. See, you just
no, you're right. You're right because in the 80s when we were growing up, every cartoon was a 30-minute commercial for a toy.
Yep.
Now, it's a 2-hour commercial for a fucking toy.
Yeah.
And they're shitty toys. Oh, dude, when we were kids, come on. Transformers toys were the fucking balls. Thundercats toys. They weren't those little fucking 3-inch toys. Dude, Aaron, you remember Thundercat toys? They were 12-inch fucking Ken doll sized Lion-O awesomeness things.
So you play with dolls? Gay!
Yeah, dude, I play with Thundercat dolls. I say that proudly. Thundercat dolls, son.
Is he like teaming up with Zack Schneider to just throw shit at a wall? I think that's what's happening here.
I think he's sabotaging his own movie so he doesn't have to make any more.
No,
probably.
Michael Bay is too bro-ish to sabotage himself to not make movies.
By next podcast, I'm going to have a Ninja Turtles 2 review because that came out too.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No. That's not Ninja Turtles 2. That's Bay Turtles 2, okay?
Bay
There's
Turtles
already
2.
a Ninja Turtles 2. It had Kino. and had the Return of the Shredder and had
fucking Ooze.
Toka and Reza. Okay, and had
fucking Ooze.
Toka and Reza. Okay, so that's Ninja Turtles 2. What you're talking about is shit that was put out by Michael Bay's asshole.
Well said, Cuba.
Damn right.
This has been the podcast.
I'm passionate about certain things, and Michael Bay's asshole excretions are some of those things that I'm passionate about in a negative way.
Digital asshole excretions.
Wow, that's a great thing. That's beautiful.
I think we should end it on that.
Yeah.
Should we get the fuck out of here?
I think we're done. We're
right.
done. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, this has been
All right.
the Modern Retro.
No.
Bow.
Modern retro, because
We're not
you
done.
guys told me to not put the.
Okay, this is Modern Retro.
Yes, it is.
This is a modern retro.
Man, Aaron, you're so low energy.
I'm tired.
We need to record in person more often, more than once a month.
Yeah, we should.
Damn, being almost mid.
You said mid-30s, dude. I just turned 30.
I'm a few years into it.
33, 32.
I'm going on 33.
Yeah, you old fuck. You old fuck.
I'm tired. I got a kid. I got a young kid and an older kid, and then she wants another kid. I'm tired.
Yeah, dude, just keep pulling out. Okay, just keep pulling out. Don't.
Do it for us.
We can't. We need you, Cuba.
If she wants another kid, just have Roy come over more. It'll be fine.
Dude, look, man, I am a team player. I will take one for the team. Okay, but if you give another baby, we're never gonna see you. Come on, man.
Please.
You can't do that.
This one's new.
Unless
When
it's
you're
at a
seeing me, It's all
quinceañera.
good. It's all good.
Yeah, but she can't hold.
She'll
two.
listen to this. Don't say anything. She'll make it.
That's why I'm
hit
being-
ya. She'll hit you.
Black Rage.
Yeah, if you have another kid, the next time we'll see you is at a
Just
quinceañera.
to preface
That's
this,
it.
my wife is mixed race, so Black Rage is not out of nowhere.
They're prone to that kind of behavior.
Goodbye, everybody. This has been the Modern Retro.
Love you, Izzy.
Christ. Where did this one go?
I'm pretty tipsy, so this is.
We began
Another good one
We
right
began
there.
it with a cling and a clang, and we'll end it with a cling.
We'll end with the Cling and the Clan. Whoa.
The clang. Whoa, yeah. that boy is cut off.
Follow us on the Facebooks. We're on Twitter. If you have any questions, any concerns, hate mail, we're on modernretrocast at gmail.com. We have a brand new website that is 99% done. Modernretrocast.com. Please, if you like what you hear,
Don't beg.
I'm not begging. I'm saying if you like what you hear, go to iTunes, subscribe, listen to us every week, and leave a review. Rate us. I don't care if it's 1 star or 5 stars. Just help us out. That's how more people will listen. So
It's also a good gauge on how we know we're doing.
absolutely. I mean, I'm not begging. If you don't like us,
You did say please 5 times. Please,
I'm
please,
being
please,
polite.
Please.
I'm being polite. You don't like us, don't listen to us. You like us, help us out.
We're trying
That's
to
all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. And I'm not saying like give us a 5-star rating. Give us what you feel we deserve.
He's trying to suck that iTunes.
Also, the
dick, son.
Facebook URL is facebook.com/modernretrocast. You should probably put that in there.
Get off me, cat.
We're the only modern retro. I believe me. The closest thing to us is the retro and modern podcast. And I'm
Yeah,
not
but you
sure
need to
who
put
they are.
cast at the end, just because I just go to like facebook.com/modernretro. Wasn't there, sir. Wasn't there. I had to go to.
Well, that's why I've been
Cast.
saying cast. I put in cast on that everything.
Cast or podcast?
Cast.
Okay, cool.
Because most things limit what you can say.
Yeah.
Peace out, everybody. Have a good Saturday night. It's fall. By the time this airs, it's already fall.
Yeah, it's about 10 o'clock at night. We're fucking half in the bag, and we're gonna get out of here.
And we still have more beer. Peace.
Let's blow this thing and go home!
Grab your blasters, pack